Welcome to the spoken tutorial on Getting Started with Hello World app. In this tutorial, we will learn to explore the Android Studio interface, create a simple Kotlin app, and run the app to see the output in an Android phone. For this tutorial, I am using Ubuntu Linux 16.04 operating system, Android Studio version 3.x, and Android phone with minimum of Android OS version 4.03. To follow this tutorial, you should have working knowledge of Java programming language. You should also have Android Studio installed on your system. If not, please refer to the relevant tutorials in this series on this website. Let us open Android Studio. For this, open the terminal by pressing Ctrl, Alt and T keys simultaneously. Go to the folder where Android Studio has been installed. Type /studio.sh and press Enter. We can see Android Studio has launched. If you are an Ubuntu Linux user, you can lock Android Studio to the launcher. Right-click on the Android Studio icon in the left launcher panel. Select Lock to Launcher. Next time, we can open Android Studio by double-clicking on the icon in the launcher. If you are a Windows user, then the Android Studio icon will be visible on the desktop itself. Click on Start a new Android Studio project to create a new project. Create Android project window appears where we have to enter certain details. Enter a new application name. By default, it shows My Application. I will change this text to Hello World App. The next field is Company Domain. By default, it shows username.example.com. Here it shows spoken.example.com. If you wish to change, then you can give your own domain name as per your preference. Next is project location. We will keep the default value. Check the option Include Kotlin support. It helps Android Studio to download plugins, dependencies, and configure the project with Kotlin. Then click on the Next button at the bottom. In the Target Android Devices window, check the Phone and Tablet checkbox. This option provides a way to run the apps on handset Android devices very easily and quickly. Click on the Next button at the bottom of the window. The next window is to choose the type of activity that you want to select for the project. I will select Empty Activity and then click on the Next button at the bottom of the window. Now, let us create a new activity. In the Activity Name field, I will type First Activity. The layout name also changes with respect to the activity name. Keep all the options as default and then click on the Next button at the bottom of the window. All the components for the layout gets installed now. Lastly, click on the Finish button. Now, Android Studio starts building the first project. Wait until it finishes the process. Make sure that internet connectivity is available while building the project. Now, the building of project is completed. You can see a pop-up window which shows Tip of the Day. Uncheck the checkbox if you don't want to see this message next time when you open the project. Then click on the Close button of this pop-up window. Notice the message at the bottom of the window and wait until the loading is completed. Now the IDE window opens. The left panel is called the Project Explorer. It contains the project code files and the resources required for the user interface. The right panel is called the Code Editor window. Here, we write the code required for the app. The bottom panel will show the status of building and running the project. You may also get some errors while building the project. Read timeout error is due to drop or break in the internet connection. So the building of the project may not get completed. In such cases, click on the Try Again link at the top right of the window to build it again. For any other error, click on the File menu in the menu bar and select Invalidate Caches Restart menu. The Android Studio interface is ready for us to work. The triangular green button at the top right is the Run button to run the app. This button will be gray in color if there is any error or if the module is still building. First activity.kt is a Kotlin file which is created automatically. This contains the pre-written code to load the default layout. Next, click on the activity_first.xml tab. The layout editor appears when you open an XML layout file. It contains a text view with the text Hello World. We can see different panels in the layout editor. At the top left is the palette. It has some common tools such as text, buttons, widgets, etc. Each tool has different types of views. For example, text has text view, plain text, password, etc. You can drag and drop the tools in the layout editor to design the user interface. Below the palette is the component tree. This helps us to view the hierarchy of the layout. The middle panel is called the Design Editor. Click on the blue color icon at the top left corner. We can see three options here: Design, Blueprint, Design plus Blueprint. The view can be changed with these options. Let us select the option Design. Click on the Hello World text view. The right panel is called the Attributes window. Here we can set the attributes for the selected view. In our case, we can see a default text view for Hello World. Attributes such as ID, layout width, layout height, text for the text view can be set here. Now the default setting for Hello World app is ready to run. Next, we will see how to set up the Android phone for testing and debugging. Check for your phone model and search the internet on how to enable USB debugging. Follow the steps provided there and do the setup. Take your Android phone in which you want to run the app. Open Settings in your Android phone. Then go to the About Phone section. Click on the MIUI version 7 times or until you see a message you are a developer. Go back to Settings and find a new option under Additional Settings called Developer Options. Open Developer Options. Go to the Debugging panel and find USB Debugging option. Enable the option. On your phone, a pop-up message Allow USB Debugging appears. Click on OK button. Enable the option Install via USB. Now connect your Android phone to your laptop using a USB cable. You should see a notification on your phone which says USB Debugging connected. In the Android Studio interface, click on the Run button. On your phone, a pop-up message Allow USB Debugging appears. Select the checkbox Always allow from this computer, then click on the OK button. In the Android Studio interface, Connected Devices pop-up window appears. Select your phone from the list in the Connected Devices window. Click on the OK button at the bottom. Instant Run dialog box appears. Select Proceed without Instant Run button. Install via USB pop-up window appears on your phone. Select Remember my choice and then select Install. In the Android Studio interface, we can see the message Gradle build finished at the bottom of the window. Now, Hello World app is successfully installed and launched on the phone. Click on the icon to see the output in an Android phone. Let us change the position of the text box Hello World and see the changes in the app. Drag and drop the text box in another place of the design window. Run the app again